Hello, welcome to another haul from Blue Justin. Still Justin, still not blue, still not shaven. And this haul video is hopefully going to bring me fully up to date in preparation for the preparation for the next haul video, which will actually be properly on time. And that's hopefully being covering this week from last Sunday and being recorded this weekend and put out on Bank Holiday Monday, which we're all looking forward to, of course, and let's hoping it's sunny. Right, again, trying to stick to a vague sort of order of the new ones and the new releases and the 4Ks and the steelbooks. First, working through any foreign imports that I have this week, with updates to DVDs at the end of those, and then on to my just general new arrivals, and with updates to DVDs at the end of those, and then on to DVD updates. And let's get started. This one's Blairs Spirit. As you might remember, recently I picked up the classic Blairs Spirit. I had to get it from Italy or Spain, I can't remember. I showed it in one of my recent haul videos. It isn't released in this country on Blu-ray, typical. And this is the one that they recorded and were going to put into the cinema, then COVID hit, so they put it onto Sky. I don't do streaming as a whole, so I certainly don't have Sky, so I waited until this release. It's not received the greatest press in the sense that it rather does do a lot of reimagining of the original classic, and in the sense that it takes a lot of the aspects and puts a very pro-female slant on them, which at the moment we know it's not necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of people don't like the way it seems to be happening to an awful lot of classic movies when they're remade, or even just new movies given that push in that direction. I personally am going to see what it's like and compare the two, and I have no opinion either way until I do so. Cloud Atlas. This is the Zavvi new release steelbook. It's got the same cover as some of the older releases. This one's, I can't remember what's it, Destination series that they're releasing. This is, I think, number 5, starring Tom Hanks and Halle Berry as two souls that intercross on various time zones, but they're essentially the same people, but they have interactions. It's one of those, it cuts between different time zones, different people, but the same person, if you know what I mean, quite regularly, so you've got to concentrate when you're watching it, and it goes on for a reasonable amount of time. I can't remember how long. 2 hours 52 minutes. So yeah, that's a relatively long time to get the whole story in and to concentrate on. I'm really looking forward to seeing it for the first time. And the next one is a steelbook to replace the Blu-rays that I had before, but not in steelbook form. It also brings it down on the shelf, and it is the latest steelbook Doctor Who release, which is the 8th season in the new Who, whatever you want to call it, series, with Peter Capaldi, and it's nice to see that they're still sticking mostly to a similar style, if not exactly the same artist on the front there, as the rest. That's not to say that they do all the way through, of course, because that would be far too convenient. They have changed the logo since they started out to make it match the latest season's logo, but it's still a very good set, and it looks very nice. And you've got lots and lots of features. I think it's got all the ones from the originals that is in a much thicker set. You can read there. You've got in Rouge. I know this one's been quite popular with a lot of people recently. A lot of it being because there was a big misprice on one site, and you could pick up the version that looks like this, but this is the re-release or an updated release, which is exactly identical apart from probably being worse. Because I can't remember that the previous one had a little bit of extras like postcards in it or something. It's a second sight film release, and it's all about a pair of hitmen who had a job go wrong. This is a familiar story, and basically have to lie low in the aforementioned Rouge. One enjoys it, one doesn't, and therein lies a tale when they get called back at the end. I don't know what happens, I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. This is one that isn't new, but it's a nice little steelbook. And even though I have the 4K of this, I thought I shall pick up the 3D as well. That is Captain America Winter Soldier. So I just want to check I got the right one. And I wanted the 3D as well as the 4K. And if I'm going to get a 3D, I thought, well, I'm a big fan of steelbooks. I'll see if I can get it on the steelbook. I might have to find one at finally at a decent price on eBay. And it's a very nice steelbook. I don't know if you can see that. There's the embossing around there, around the shield, and around the entrance to the plane's cargo. See if I can just catch it like that. I know it's very reflective, but I think that shows up where you can get the lines. And I'm going to look forward to seeing that for the first time in 3D. Then there was a few 4K pickups from the one of the HMV sales. I think this was the 2 for £30 sale. Not as good as the 3 for £30 sale that I took advantage of a little bit too much this week. Those will be obviously in the next haul video, which I'll be recording at the weekend. But they had a wider selection, which is still good. Here's one I have not seen before, which is awful, I know. As it's put here, masterpiece. It's the 4K of Deer Hunter, 40th anniversary edition. I don't think it says on the front. No, it doesn't. Winners of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Christopher Walken, Robert De Niro, based around the Vietnam War, and if I've seen one would know that. So it's an extremely famous Russian roulette scene. Yes, I can't believe I haven't seen it either, but anyway, I shall be doing so soon. Brightburn 4K, the only one that didn't come with a slip, if I recall correctly. Another one I haven't seen, based on the idea that what if Superman or someone with equivalent powers fell to Earth but didn't turn out to be such a nice guy. Obviously not such a nice guy at all, being as it's 18 rated. There's going to be lots of violence in there. Strong gory violence according to the BBFC. Here we've got V for Vendetta. It's got just very strong language and strong violence, so it's only a 15. Yeah. And we've got the man behind the mask. Is he a hero, villain? It's one of those perspective things, I imagine, with his... Again, as you can tell by my description, I haven't seen it, which is a great shame. This is an upgrade of the Blu-ray I've got, but I haven't watched yet either. So, is he a freedom fighter or is he a terrorist? And I shall make my own mind up when I watch it. I really rather like the slipcover on that one. Is it the same as the... Yes, it is the same as the inside, which is a shame, but nice slip. This one I have seen before, as I mentioned on my previous video. This is the 4K of 310 to UMA. As I mentioned, I was going to watch the original 310 to UMA and compare it to the remake, which I've seen before on Blu-ray. I thought before I do the compare after I've watched them, I'll go to the 4K, because I did certainly really like this movie and I think it'll be very, very worthy of the upgrade. Onto the TV, and is it TV? No, it is happens to be a TV, but in this particular case, it's simply a new arrival, and I'm very happy to have got hold of this one. This is the complete Captain Scarlet on Blu-ray. I've been meaning to get this for quite some time. I was a little disappointed in that the DVDs have a large number of extras, I believe including commentaries even, on them, and this is totally devoid of these. If you got them separately, I think you can get the last set, because it's divided into 4, part 1, part 2, because it's all one season, all one series, and it's all transmitted in a row, so they have to divide it into parts rather than seasons. But I think the part 4 got like an extras disc, whatever, but it still obviously didn't have any commentaries or anything like that specific to the episodes, because all the Blu-rays appear to be pretty vanilla, which is a great shame for a great series of my childhood. Talking of going back in time a little bit, Fletch. Chevy Chase stars as the eponymous investigative reporter who comes across something that he finds a little bit suspicious when someone asks him to get paid to help him perform the perfect suicide. Something's just not right, and I think it's a very funny film, and I enjoyed it the very first time I watched it on VHS many years ago, and I hope I'm going to enjoy it when I do this rewatch. And finally, I'm only going to read off from because I want to make sure I get it right. It's the Fury, the Tales of Ronan Pierce. I presume that's to separate it out from, or the title of the on the front, if nothing else has been updated to so it doesn't get confused with the World War II tank film of recent years. I haven't been able to check yet whether or not the credits block actually has it down as just Fury, but I shall do when I watch it. Not a lot of extras, it's just got some trailers on board, and essentially you've got your vigilante cop out for justice, dealing out huge amounts of violence and revenge on any bad guy who gets in his way, corrupt politicians, human traffickers, drug traffickers, organ harvesters, psychos, thugs, etc., etc. And it looks like it's going to be very, very violent, with an 18 rating, strong violence, obviously, torture, gory images, injury, very strong language. So not for the faint-hearted. So I'm going to be looking forward to catching up with that one. Doesn't look like it's going to tax me too much, and it's probably not going to outlast its welcome at just over an hour and a half long. Anyway, that's it. I didn't get that many this week, well, not compared to last week and the week before. Next week, I've got a big batch of 4Ks to show you, and a nice surprise Prezi that I got myself. It's not brand new. It is new in the sense that I bought it new, but it's not a damn brand new release. But it's a biggie. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm looking forward to receiving it. It should arrive today. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you can share the video around, I would appreciate it, and recommend it to anybody else who's interested in the sort of content I'm producing. And yeah, once I've got fully caught up to date and done the haul video this weekend, which is for this week we're in now, then I can start going back to the unboxings and other such little things that are slightly more complex or a bit different than just seeing another haul video. Anyway, thank you very much indeed, and keep on watching and enjoying all those movies, and hopefully we'll be back doing so at the cinema soon. And in the meantime, watch them on TV and from your physical collections and from your streaming services. Cheers.